Hi guys, it's Sandy here. I have here a whole heap of dies that I have been collecting and purchasing online. Some of these dies I still haven't used. I've just been hauling them and just putting them in these baskets, and yeah, just haven't had a chance to try some of these out. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to try and find a way where I can organize them and put them in a more practical, organized solution where I can get to it and be able to keep them in a nice, neater, organized way. So I have dies that are kept in these baskets. As you can see, there's a lot of dies in here, even still, like I said, still packaged. And then I've also got some dies here that are kept in these little brag book photo album type books, 4x6 photo sleeve albums. So I've kept them in there, and I've also got them in these CD pocket style covers as well. These are like all of my larger dies and nesting dies. I also have a whole heap that are on magnetic sheets as well. They're for my larger dies, but I find the magnetic sheets can be a little bit too expensive to purchase, especially for all your little dies. So I kind of thought of a way what I could do with these photo albums. I'll just move these to the side, and I just thought what I could do with these albums, only because they were only $2 each to purchase, so I thought that's a good buy, perfect way to put your dies in there. However, I find that putting the dies in each of these sleeves, they just drop to the bottom, so then when you close it, it just creates this big bulk at the bottom, and it sort of just narrows at the top, so it's pretty too bulky to file away. So then I purchased this clear acrylic what do you call it, like a divider drawer compartment, and I've just opened them up and just placed them in there. Then I can go through it, but I still wasn't quite satisfied with that kind of organization. And I thought there's all of this empty space here on the top, and I thought, well, I could put the smaller dies on the top. And then I realized I have this Ria Memory Keepers Fuse Tool, which I purchased many months ago, and I haven't actually had the chance to use it. So I thought I might be able to use that and seal half of the sleeve up here to create two pockets in the one pocket. That way I can store two smaller dies on the one page. So I did give that a go, and this is what I've come up with here. So I've managed to seal half a section, and I managed to put some smaller dies on the top here, and another die here at the bottom, and then you can just turn it over, and I've left that page as one hole for larger dies. Then I created another two more pockets, again just alternating each page with two pockets and one larger pocket. And when you close it up, it's so much more less bulk in it, and I can actually now put them in this way and stack them up like that, and then I can embellish this front part and then label what is inside of the album. So what I wanted to do is make each album into a theme. So this would be like all of my food and everything to do with the home, and then another album will be all my animal themes, novelty themes or frames, doilies, flowers. So I'm going to show you how I made these seal pockets with the Fuse Tool, and also if you don't have the Fuse Tool, I've found another way that you could actually do it as well. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how I've done it. See if you can see where I am. So here we are. We've got a page here. Let's put it, find a page I haven't cut. So with this page, you just need like a crafting mat. So when you cut through the paper, it doesn't go right through your page. So just slide that in there. Then using your Fuse Tool ruler and a Stanley knife, that's what we call it here in Australia, or an X-Acto knife. And we're just going to align it wherever you like, where you want your top page, how deep you want it. So I'm just going to cut mine halfway. So I'm hoping you can see what I'm doing here. So I'm just going to cut it about there, just from one end to the other end. And then I'm also going to just cut another little piece just above it, about 1/8 of an inch, not even that much. We just want to cut a slither of it off so that you have an opening for the bottom and for the top. So just take that out, and you'll have like a little piece like that. So you can see, we're just going to cut that little piece that we cut out. So that way you will now have an opening down here, and this opening should come out through the other end. Now this part here is what we're going to seal. So what I'll do here is I will place this back inside, but behind the center sheet that covers the clear piece. That way when we use the fuse tool, it doesn't seal all the way to the back. Now I've got my fuse tool here, which I've only just used a couple of times, just on the album. So what we want to do here, now with the fuse tool, I think it took me about 10 minutes to heat up, so let it heat up for about 10 minutes, that way your plastic sleeve will seal nicely. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to turn this over this way. It's easier for me to seal it this way. So grab your metal ruler and making sure that that craft mat is behind the centerpiece. And then I'm hoping you can see what I'm doing here. So this bottom bit here that we've cut, we're just going to lay that just above the part that we cut up, and then we just grab your fuse tool, and we're just going to gently just run it against or align it with the metal ruler, and just run it through just gently, because it will go through the plastic because of the heat, and it's very thin, the plastic sleeve. I'm kind of hoping that that will seal. So I'll take that out, and that should actually seal the bottom. As you can see, it's sealed the bottom. I'm just going to grab this one here. So what you'll have now, you'll have this pocket up here that's already been sealed. So put one of your smaller dies, and I'll just grab this one here. And then you've got another pocket here for your other die, and they're displayed nicely. And then you can go ahead and do the same with the next piece. So if you don't have a fuse tool, I'm just going to take this out of the power port so it doesn't heat up too much. So if you don't have a fuse tool, I have tested the hot glue gun. The hot glue gun works as well. So that is the hot glue gun on this side here. So I've managed to do that, and it does work. As you can see, you can still put your dies in there with your hot glue gun. So I'm just going to show you how to use your glue gun. So again, when you cut your plastic sleeve to where you want it, I'm going to hope this is going to work for me. What you'll do here, now your glue gun's going to be pretty hot, so just make sure your metal nozzle doesn't touch the plastic, and you may have to work fast but slow. I mean fast but nice and neatly as you can. So we're just going to apply it underneath the base, the plastic at the back of your clear piece. So just gently, so my glue stick isn't sitting well. So I'm just going to open it up, and we're just going to, underneath the plastic, we're just going to quickly run it through, but as neatly as you can. And as gently as you can, all the way, because otherwise your glue will just okay, so I've just stuffed one up. I do apologise, but I'm just going to show you that it will stick. And see how I've made a hole there, but look, that's fine. Just when you do it, just make sure it's you run it nicely and gently. So I'm doing it on camera, so it's a little bit harder to do it neatly. Now when you've got that, you can see the glue on the other end. We don't want to see that, so what we can do there is you can grab some washi tape and then you can neatly just cover that up. Just covering that up with some washi tape, and that will just give you a nice decorative page as well. And just ignore that part that I just burnt off. Yeah, so you don't want to do that as well, so make sure that doesn't happen to you. So then when you put that inside your die, that will still work for you. And then the other one can go on the bottom. Just like that. There we go. So give that a go. Also, I've used some paper clips as well just to keep them in place so that they don't slide out. I don't know, where's the album? I'm looking for my other album that I've used. So I think it was, anyway, oh, it's here. Here we go, look. So just to show you, I've put some, I just added like a paper clip just to hold the top so that this one doesn't slide out of its pocket, just like that. And then, yeah, you can close it up and they are nicely packed away. And another good thing about these little pockets is that you can also you can store your little die cuts or little pieces that you've fussy cut, and you can put them in a little clear plastic seal bag and then just keep them in here and store them in these little albums, and you can flick through them and take them out whenever you need them. So that's just another storage way to put some of your little dies or your shapes that you punch out with your paper punches, and you can just put them in these little pockets. So yeah, that was just another way, or another innovative and inexpensive way to store your dies. So please give that a go if you like. I mean, these were only $2 from my local discount variety store. You can, I think, purchase them in stationery stores or department stores as well. So I had a lot of fun with the WRMK Fuse Tool. I think it's a very very innovative tool to use, and I do enjoy using it. So yes, give that a go, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.